Hi sewing friends, today I'm sharing with you my November sewing plans with delicious sewing patterns. So if you want to know which ones I will be sewing this month, let's get started. Hi sewing friends, welcome to my channel. My name is Polly for the ones who don't know me, for the ones who this is their first time seeing me, and this is a channel all about sewing and styling handmade wardrobe that we all do as sewists, right? So if these are topics that you find interesting, I would love you to stay with me, listen to my November sewing plans today, and if you have a bit of a spare time, go and have a look about previous videos that I have published here about my sewing makes and some sewing tutorials here and there. So if there is something that interests you, there is plenty of content to look there. Okay, with that behind, I wanted first to say big thank you to all your lovely reactions to my video last week with regards to my sewing makes, but also with regards to your best wishes for my parents. It means really the world to me. Thank you very much. They are recovering. My dad is fully recovered from COVID. For the ones who don't know, my parents contracted COVID in the beginning of October. So it has been a crazy ride for me being away from them for the period of their sickness. My mom is recovering. She got pneumonia from COVID, but she's on antibiotics still. Fortunately, she feels better, and I hope if all the nightmares are behind. Both of them were vaccinated, so I'm happy that they had a bit of a shield, so to say. But yeah, I think things on the personal perspective are kind of getting back to normal, so to say, and I can kind of focus my attention on other things in my life, which I will talk to you at the end of the video. I will share a little bit of a life update with you, but first, today I want to talk to you about my sewing plans for November. As you know, I had a bit of a comfort sewing during the October period because of my stress. I needed something easy to sew, but I'm determined to finish my pre-fall sewing plans list that I wanted to sew, and that includes my trousers from Lore Pair. These are Vera Bottoms. Let me just pop a picture here and I will talk you through them. Vera Bottoms are semi-fitted, high-waisted trousers. They have a little bit of a vintage vibe. The front has two deep pleats, one on each side, allowing the garment to be adjusted at the very end before they have been sewn completely together, which I really like. And the back has two options. You can choose from having darts on the back or elasticated back waistline, which I find very lucrative. I do enjoy having elasticated waistband. I'm not quite sure how it's going to work with this pattern because of the fabric that I have chosen. And the fabric that I want to use is this faux leather. It's a midway faux leather. I've black with a little bit, so the backing, it has like a bit of a velour feeling, which to me it's very I haven't sewn with this kind of leather. I've sewn with a slightly different type of leather before, but I think that will be very comfortable. For the sided pockets, I'm going to use cotton, but I'm not quite sure that elasticated waistband would work well with this kind of fabric. So I would love to hear your opinion. If you guys think I should do darts on the back or elasticated waistband for these pants. I have to say this is a built-in waistband, so you really don't see it from the outside. When you look at the line drawings also of the pattern, you will see that it's internal. It comes in three views: shorts, Bermudas and trousers. I did actually make these trousers during the testing period for Lore in the summer, and I really like the fit. I think I did size 44, which was a little bit slightly bigger than my measurements, but they were so comfortable and they felt so good on around my hip and around my waist that I want to keep the same sizing, because I have been wanting to have leather trousers, especially for fall season, for a very long time. But I never get around to it, and now I have cut out the pattern. It's all ready. I just need to cut into it and sew them up. According to the instructions, I should have 2.3 meters of fabric. I think I have 2.5 meters. I'm sure I will have some left over because I'm not quite sure yet whether I will be doing the inner waistband with the same fabric, because I don't want to make it too thick. Maybe I will, maybe I will not. And then the pockets also, I'm not making them with this fabric, so I will have some leftover from this faux leather, which I'm planning to use it in a different way. I'll share with you a bit later. But this is my first plan. The second plan I have for this month is also a sewing pattern from Lore Pair, and this is the Tazzy Blouse. I mentioned to you in September, I believe, that I'm planning to sew the Tazzy Blouse from her as well. But back then she released only the Tazzy Blouse for wovens, and now she has a version for knits, which I intend to use, and my intention has always been to sew this pattern with a viscose jersey. This is the pattern I'm going to use. The fabric that I plan to use is a lightweight viscose jersey. It has this marble effect, I think, with orange, burnt orange and black. A little bit about the blouse. As I said, I'm making the one with knit fabric. It's a very basic fabric, and the highlight of the pattern is really the sleeve. It has 6 deep pleats on the sleeve, and that's what makes the sleeve stand out in a way. Three deep pleats on the front of the sleeve and 3 deep pleats on the back of the sleeve. It has 3/4 length sleeve, which I might modify. I'm thinking to make it a long sleeve. It's a round neck shirt, but I think I'm planning to make it with a turtleneck, because I just love turtlenecks in autumn winter time. I really like that even though it's a knit fabric, it has like a cuff version at the end, and I really like that. I think I will extend a little bit the cuff, because I think a cuff creates a little bit of a definition of your silhouette, and I quite like that. So these are modifications I'm planning to do. So higher turtleneck, longer sleeve plus longer cuff. It should be an easy make. And by the way, for both of those makes, Lore has uploaded video sew-alongs, which is fantastic because I can just watch her what she does, and her videos are fantastic quality. So I will put them in the description box down below if you want to have a look at the pattern, how she sews it up. But that would be helpful for me to speed up my plans. In the last video I mentioned to you that I rarely sew for my children, but my older son has been asking me for a very long time to sew him a pajama top. So I used to, and for the last 2 years I've sewn for the whole family the same pajama bottoms. And I bought the year before last year, I bought a wonderful flannel from Textile Stad. It's a Dutch shop here in the Netherlands, online and offline. And I bought this lovely flannel which has a bit of a Christmassy feel to it. And I have some leftovers, So he loves his, my older son, he loves his pajama bottoms, and he's been saying, "Mommy, when are you going to make me a top?" And I initially didn't take it so seriously because I have sewn a few times for him and he never finds it interesting and exciting to wear things that I sew, because I usually very rarely will find a nice print for him, and if I find a print, he's not happy with the print. So I thought maybe he's just saying it because he sees that I'm sewing other things, so he wants something for himself. But he kept on asking me for a few months, so I thought, okay, now it's the high time to make you the pajama top, which actually will have some piping. And the pattern I'm going to use is Simplicity 1504. It's right here, and I will show you the line drawings. So I'm planning to make this little top with a collar, and has a little pocket. I'm not quite sure if I'll do the pocket. And let me show you the line drawings here. So I'm thinking I should be making this top. Can you see it? I have to tell you guys, I have a new camera and I'm still trying to figure out lighting and how it works. So I'm sorry if you can't see it well, but it basically has a little cuff piping, which I find really nice. Right here. I think I'm going to be making the smallest size. So I've made this pattern for the whole family, and I'm talking about pajama bottoms, and we absolutely love it. So this is the plan for him, to make him the little top, which will have buttons, and it will have also a collar, as I said, with piping. I didn't bring the piping, but I have a dark blue piping which will fit very nicely with a flannel. It's very soft, very sweet. So this is the third official sewing plan for November. Now, initially I thought that would be the plan. I don't want to put too much on my plate because there are a few reasons for it. But then my brain cannot stop thinking and working about what can I sew also in the month of November, which are quick sews. I'm not committing to them, but they're in my head and I want to sew them. So I thought I will tell you what are my backup plans for if I have a little bit of extra spare time. I'm thinking to make them. They, as I said, they're not difficult ones to make, but the first one is Simplicity 8982, a very popular pattern. I've sewn it quite a few times in the last couple of years, but now I'm making the pencil skirt, very simple pencil skirt here, the shorter version, probably just above the knee, or no, just below the knee. I like this this length, and I'm using a beautiful khaki. It's a very nice jersey. I can't even explain you the jersey, but I have bought this jersey last year. I have it in every possible color there is. I bought it from Textilstadt. I will link it down below if they still have it in stock, because they have different colors. I basically have more or less all the colors, and I have sewn a lot of Talviki sweaters with it, and I have a Talviki dress in a very cream, like this color, very neutral color. And what I wanted to do is, because I have the Talviki sweater in the same fabric, I wanted to make a skirt so I can kind of combine them and they look beautiful together, to make them like they look like a dress, but I can also wear them separately. So I will leave the link below. It's a very beautiful drapey, a high quality jersey. It has polymade. I can't really, they define it as a luxury jersey. Again, I don't know how to explain it to you, but besides the color being beautiful, the quality of this fabric is really nice. It's on the pricey side, but I did buy it last year and I've been planning to sew it up. It's just a simple pencil skirt. And then the last plan, I was thinking, hopefully if I have the time to sew, is Well, if you know me, if you've been on this channel for a while, you probably know I'm a huge fan of knits, sewing with knits and wearing knits, especially in the colder months like now. So I have been thinking about another knit dress for a while, and I have this pattern. I bought it, it's a McCalls pattern. I bought it a couple of years ago in Australia. There they had massive sales like they do in America. It's McCalls 7430. It's this beautiful knitted dress, but you can do color blocking with it, and I will show you the line drawings. When I do that, I don't know what I'm showing you, so hopefully you can you see it? So I'm thinking of course, of a high turtleneck version, so that would be view D. Here. What I like about this, it's a very simple knit dress, but I can color block it, and my plan was, I've had like a few weeks ago, well actually last week, I was tidying up my fabric stash, and I have so much fabric, and I actually have plans. I know why I bought the fabric for which pattern, but I never got around to it. Anyway, I've had this fabric for a long time. It's a knitted kind of a gray jersey that I bought on a market visit a few years ago. You can see I have about 1.5 meters from it, or probably 1.8 meters, so it's about 2 yards of a fabric from this. But what I was thinking is that I could combine this gray with the leftovers of my faux leather. So I'm thinking I can make this dress in combination, if I have enough fabric, if I have enough faux leather, which I might have because I have some leftovers from black faux leather from last year when I sewed my pencil skirt with faux leather. So I think this will look really stylish and cool for this pattern. I was googling it. It's relatively older pattern. So if you guys have sewn it, and if you have any suggestions, ideas on how to color block it, please do share them below, because I'm still thinking about it, and I think it's a quite nice pattern. I can see that it has a side princess seam, but I think it will work. I mean, this faux leather, it has quite a lot of stretch in it, so it can be treated like this knit. I just probably will go for a slightly bigger size. I don't know if I'll go for 14 or 16, but I'm usually 14 McCalls, and I'll see how it goes. Now again, these are the pencil skirt and this dress are things that I hopefully will be able to sew, but I don't know how much time I have. And the reason for this is because I actually have started a new job, which is basically a job that I had 5 years ago. I used to work in the commercial department of a big international company, and I was doing business planning. I have been going through a very long recruitment process for the second half of the summer holidays, and in September I finally was offered the role, which I am really excited about, but that means that there will be a shift in the way how I do things at home. I have been for the last 5 years a stay-at-home mom. I'm very happy and grateful that I had the time with my children. As I said, I'm excited, but that means that there will be changes in my life that I'm still trying to figure out what they are. In terms of content on YouTube here, I will try to stick to once a week at least. If not, probably I aim to do at least 3 videos per month, if not 4, if I can't make it one weekend or so. My posting schedule, the idea is to keep it on Sunday, that I will be posting the video. I don't know exactly what time. Mostly conversational videos, primarily, not so much focus on sew-alongs and tutorials, simply because I will not have at the moment the time. I need adjusting to my new schedule and, you know, learning a lot of new things. So that will take some time for me, because I really enjoy talking with all of you, and your comments are always so, I mean, it means so much to me, really. Reading your comments, suggestions, feedbacks, they are insightful and so motivating as well. So thank you from the bottom of my heart for, you know, always commenting and watching the videos. It means a lot to me. Other than that, yeah, I will probably need, I wouldn't say a new handmade wardrobe. Probably I would like to sew a few more shirts, but first of all, I will not be in the office all the time. We're still working remotely, or half the time in office, half the time home. But I don't feel the need to jump and create completely new outfits right now. But again, I'm excited to start thinking about new silhouettes and new patterns. Having said that, I have some ideas. Well, I bought already some patterns, and I will probably be talking about them next week to you, because again, my brain doesn't stop thinking about sewing. It's probably, you can relate to that, but this is me, and you know, that's why I like to chat with all of you here, because I have to share with somebody all my excitement about sewing. Yeah, these are the plans for the upcoming month. I actually have my parents-in-law visiting us coming next week. So next weekend, I don't know how much time I will have, but I hopefully can sew this weekend a little bit, and in the beginning of the week in the evenings. I don't think the patterns are that difficult. I just want a little bit of extra attention to spend on my trousers, simply because they're made out of faux leather, so it will take me a little bit more time, I think, concentration wise. But I'm excited to make them, and I'm excited to show them to you. I hope everybody's well. I really do hope that you're safe and you're sewing something that makes you happy and excited. Please give me your thoughts on what you're guys sewing. I really would love to know, and I hope to see you next week again with more content and more ideas. So until then, stay safe, and I'll be speaking to you very soon. Bye!